The Senate has finally stepped up and delivered a long-overdue victory for retired public servants. After 50 years of frustration and inequity, teachers, firefighters, and postal workers can now claim the Social Security benefits they earned through years of dedicated service. The Social Security Fairness Act wipes out unfair rules that strip these workers of their rightful payments, leaving many feeling betrayed by the system. By passing this bill, lawmakers have sent a powerful message. Hard work and commitment to the community must be rewarded. While celebrations echo across the nation, one persistent question lingers. Why did it take half a century to correct a problem so glaringly unjust? Perhaps that's a question Congress hopes we'll forget. This law offers a long-awaited win for many, but not everyone feels included in the celebration. Teachers, police officers, and other public servants who contributed to both Social Security and pensions are finally receiving what they were promised. Yet outside these groups, Americans wonder if fairness has truly been achieved. Low-income workers and those in private sector jobs feel left behind, questioning why their struggles remain unaddressed. What about the rest of us scraping by with crumbs? One person asked. It's a bittersweet moment, as the Act's selective provisions ignite fresh debates about equity. Can true justice exist when entire groups are still waiting for their voices to be heard? The nation's reaction to the Social Security Fairness Act reveals deep political divides. Many applaud the bipartisan effort, with Senators Brown, Collins, and Cassidy hailed as champions of fairness. Yet skeptics argue this bill is just another example of political theater. Finally, Congress does its job. One person quipped sarcastically, while others accused lawmakers of making empty gestures. The Act's limited scope and delayed justice have fueled cynicism about Washington's true motives. Is this a genuine step toward reform, or just a clever distraction? As Americans debate, the underlying issue remains. Can real change ever come from a system so entrenched in gridlock and partisanship? While the Social Security Fairness Act brings overdue justice for some, its financial implications raise serious questions. Critics argue that the additional payouts could further destabilize an already fragile Social Security system. Who's going to pay for this? Asked one commenter, capturing a sentiment shared by many taxpayers. Others worry about the growing federal debt, suggesting this law may be more symbolic than sustainable. Meanwhile, skeptics warn of potential tax hikes to cover these costs, leaving working-class Americans to shoulder the burden. As debates rage on, the real question becomes, is this a genuine solution or just another promise that future generations will have to pay for? For many public servants, one of the most anticipated aspects of the Social Security Fairness Act is retroactive payments. These payments aim to compensate workers who were unfairly denied benefits for decades. Yet, this relief comes too late for some. My mother would have benefited from this, but she died waiting, shared a heartbroken commenter, highlighting the bittersweet reality of the bill. Families grappling with these losses are left questioning whether retroactive payments truly bring justice or merely offer partial consolation. As celebrations mix with sorrow, one thought persists. Can financial compensation ever fully address decades of injustice and hardship? The Social Security Fairness Act has reignited debates about the flaws in America's retirement systems. Many argue the current model of overlapping pensions and Social Security contributions is outdated and riddled with inequities. Why can't we have one unified system for everyone? A frustrated commenter asked, reflecting the thoughts of many. Critics contend that public pensions, already funded by taxpayers, make additional Social Security benefits unnecessary. Meanwhile, advocates insist that workers deserve every dollar they've earned, regardless of funding sources. This clash of ideals highlights a deeper issue. Can true fairness exist in a system so fragmented and divisive? The passage of the Social Security Fairness Act also shines a light on the deeper issue of trust in government. For decades, Americans have expressed frustration with lawmakers who seem more focused on political games than genuine reform. They finally fix one problem, but at what cost? Asked a skeptical commenter. The Act's narrow scope has fueled cynicism, with critics wondering if it's just another tool for politicians to earn favor. Meanwhile, supporters see it as a small but meaningful step toward justice. The lingering question is clear. Can Americans ever fully trust a government that takes half a century to correct its mistakes?